Atlanta, are you ready to play the game? Atlanta, are you ready for the Philadelphia Eagles? Atlanta, are you ready for Lincoln Financial Field? Atlanta, are you ready to face the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions? To face the people, to do what you couldn't do 2 years ago at the Super Bowl. And that was finish off the New England Patriots. Atlanta, are you ready to play the game? Because I know I am. I know Eagles fans are. And I know that Lincoln Financial Field, we're all ready. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back. And it's been a long time. But it's officially game week. Now, I would have made this video yesterday, but, give myself 5 days for people to see this video, but unfortunately, I couldn't because I was relaxing on a cruise. My very first cruise, mind you. It was very relaxing. I enjoyed it. Didn't want to leave when I did, but it's whatever. Didn't have no internet on the cruise, so, if there was one bad thing I would nitpick, it would be that, but other than that, I had a good time. We went to the Bahamas, went to Castaway Keys and everything. Disney Cruise Line, so it was fun, it was good. Hopefully I do it again real soon. But I'm not here to talk about my vacation, because now that I'm back, there's only one thing on my mind, and that's the road to the repeat. Before I get to the Atlanta Falcons, I have some things I need to say. Nick Foles was named the starter quarterback for the game against the Atlanta Falcons. So many people have been scared, worried, including my friend Addy, about what they've seen from Nick Foles, about what they've seen from the offensive line, about what they've seen from the offense, period, in the preseason. And is there cause to be concerned? Yes. Should they look like that? Absolutely. I would want to have seen something productive from Nick Foles, something productive from that first team offense. But then again, the first team offense really wasn't out there. But at the end of the day, Nick Foles is the reigning Super Bowl MVP. And he won that for a reason. Because of how well he balled out, not just in the playoffs, but the Super Bowl. He's the reason I'm wearing this hat and this shirt. He's the reason why I get to hold this belt and say, I'm the champ. Are you? For too long, we were starving for a title. For too long, we were starving for a championship. For too long, we had to suffer from people who said, how many Super Bowls you got? How many rings do you have? Well, now we have one, but now they want to change the narrative to, oh, well, you only have one. Well, good job. It took you this long to win one. Hey. When's the last time you won one? Unless your name is the New England Patriots, I doubt it's been anytime soon. We did what no one thought we couldn't do, and that was beat the New England Patriots. That was beat the best of the best. And Bill Belichick. Doug Peterson outcoached him. And if you had faith in Doug Peterson then, why would you not have faith in Doug Peterson now? If you had faith in Nick Foles then, why would you not have faith in Nick Foles now? Because what you've seen in a couple preseason games? Now look, I'm not going to tell you that the offense, which the real offense wasn't out there, and I'm not talking about playbook, I'm talking about players, J.J. and Corey Clement, all of them, they weren't out there. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that as soon as the moment they get on the field, they're just going to pick up right where they left off at the Super Bowl. I'm not going to tell you that, because I would be wrong for telling you that. It's going to be some growing pains. As a matter of fact, so many people want to say, oh yeah, the Eagles are great, But no team has ever repeated a Super Bowl champion since the 2004 Patriots. So bad I want to prove them wrong. I know it's going to be hard. And so long, how many people have said, oh, now that you're the Super Bowl champions, everyone's going to be giving you your best. They're going to be giving you their best. They're not going to be taking plays off. They're going to be giving you to see how much they stack up to the Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl hangover, it's real. I've heard it all. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I want to repeat so much more. Philly put out a video today. We want it just as badly as we did before when we didn't have one. Just to prove people wrong. People said we couldn't beat the Patriots. Matter of fact, people said we couldn't win a playoff game without Carson Wentz because of how bad the offense looked. But we did. Now it was more of a defensive battle against the Atlanta Falcons, but we got the job done. Nick Foles did what he needed to do, and we won. People said that the Minnesota Vikings had the best defense in the league, and there was no way that Nick Foles was going to do it. But he dropped 37 points on them. Everyone said that there's no way that the Eagles could beat the Bill Belichick and Tom Brady-led Patriots, especially with Gronkowski. There's no way. They're going to be embarrassed. They're going to be kicked to the curve and kicked all over the field and be bullied. But guess what? We won. And not only did we won, all it took was one play. And one play. The play that will forever be known as the Philly Special. One of the most greatest Super Bowl plays of all time. And we won. And Brandon Graham with the strip sack. Because I said all we needed was one. At that moment, I said all we need is one. We need one move by the defense. Because the defense had done nothing up to that point. And Brandon Graham said, I got you, bro. I got you. And he did it. He strip sacked Tom Brady. And then when that happened, I knew the game was over. Do you remember that night, earlier this year, February 4th? Do you remember that night, how you felt when the feeling and the confetti was raining down and it was green? Do you remember? Because I remember. I remember jumping up and down. I remember screaming for joy. I remember talking to all my friends. I remember going to work a couple days later and everyone saying, congratulations, Steven. I remember going to the parade the next day at Disney World to see Nick Foles. I remember all of that. But now, because Nick Foles struggles, you want to be scared. You want Carson Wentz back. Hey, look, I love Carson Wentz. I want Carson Wentz to be back and ready to go too. We haven't seen this man play since December of last year, when he stupidly, but nonetheless, ran into two players and put himself in harm's way. Now, hopefully this injury will, knock some sense into him so we can have him for 10, 15 years. But I want to see I want to see Carson Wentz too. But not till he's ready. And if he's not ready, then I have faith. That same faith that I had in Nick Foles on February 4th. The same faith that I had in Nick Foles against the Minnesota Vikings. The same faith that I had in Nick Foles to beat the Atlanta Falcons. I have that same faith in Nick Foles that he will do it for me one last time. As I said, it won't be easy. It'll be a bumpy road. And matter of fact, in the beginning, it might not look so pretty. But hey, in the NFL, a win is a win. And if we win by the defense doing what they need to do, so be it. If we win because of the running game, so be it. I wanted to see Carson Wentz because I wanted to see my MVP guy. But part of me is glad that Nick Foles is starting, because now he can prove everyone wrong that it wasn't a fluke. That the reason why we're Super Bowl champion, it wasn't a fluke. That he deserved to be called Super Bowl MVP. That we deserved to be called Super Bowl champions. No, but it wasn't supposed to be Nick Foles. It was supposed to be Carson Wentz. The second pick from 2 years ago. It was supposed to be him. Well, sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to. Let me ask you this, and then I'll get on to the game preview. Did it matter who it was when we won on February 4th? Did it matter? Were you sitting on your couch angrily and upset because it was Nick Foles and not Carson Wentz? Or were you crying in tears of joy and was the weight lifted off your shoulder when the clock went to 0 and the ball touched the ground and you realized that your Philadelphia Eagles are your reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions? No, I didn't think you were. So why act like it now? Nick Foles will forever be a legend in Philadelphia. He will be. He may not be the best quarterback. That will definitely go to Carson Wentz. But Nick Foles will always be the guy who got you your first ring. And you never forever forget your first. Now, that speaking, I've never had a girlfriend, never had a first kiss, but we won't need to get into none of that. So I don't know. But I've heard. So that's why I said it. But anyway, on to this game against the Atlanta Falcons. As I said, Nick Foles was named the starter for the game. Look, we haven't seen Nick Foles play in 2 weeks since that embarrassing performance when he got shut out and he was making stupid decisions against the Cleveland Browns. Nick Foles has had 2 weeks to prepare. I think the Eagles have known for a while. This is just my personal belief, my personal feeling. I think the Eagles have known for a while that Nick Foles was going to start. As much progress as Carson Wentz was making, even if Carson Wentz was cleared for contact and he was cleared to go, would you really want him to start week 1? I mean, he hasn't played and really practiced that much. Yeah, he's been doing 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, but he hasn't been... You just want to throw him back in there like that? Basically all raw and everything. Now, maybe he could go out there and he can handle it. I believe he could, but... Hey, just as I said in that opening monologue, I have faith in Nick Foles. And as I said earlier, I don't mean to, be a bully to the Atlanta Falcons or anything, or I'm not trying to start nothing. But as I said, because I was like, what's the point of this game? Why Atlanta Falcons, right? At first, I thought it was, their chance at redemption, against the Eagles because they were one play away on the goal line to go into the NFC Championship game. But had they went to Minnesota, they would have lost. So, but then as I sat and thought about it, I said, wait a minute. The Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles, the last two teams to face the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Last two teams to go to the Super Bowl. And only one of them came out victorious, as you can clearly see. The Philadelphia Eagles went and got the job done. Controlled the whole entire game, as the Atlanta Falcons did, up until about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Because that's when the Patriots started to take over. And I said, two teams. And when the Atlanta Falcons then got their rematch the very next season, they were embarrassed. They couldn't even get their revenge. They were embarrassed. And then they got beat by a backup quarterback. It's okay. The great Tom Brady got beat by a backup quarterback. It's okay. So what do I expect from this game? Well, I expect probably the offense to struggle a little bit because, as I said, they haven't played together. They're practicing this week, and I would love to say that they're just going to come out and everything's going to be fine, but I don't know that for a fact. Also, you got to couple in the fact that Alshon Jeffrey will not be playing in this game, so we need Nelson Aguilar to step up. We need Mike Wallace to step up. We need Zach Ertz to step up. We need Dallas Goedert to step up. We need Jay Ajayi and Darren Sproles and Corey Clement to step up. We need all these guys. We need Mac Hollins to step up. We need Shelton Gibson. If he's ever on the field, we need him to step up. We need these guys to step up in Alshon's place. As I said, the first month of the season is very easy, so we should be fine without him for the first couple of games, because in the next game after that is Tampa Bay. You really think I'm sweating Tampa Bay? Nah, no disrespect, but then again, we're the Super Bowl champions. They're going to be giving you your best. And their best still probably won't be enough. Not Atlanta Falcons. I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. throat's been acting up. The bottom line is that banner is going to drop. I've seen a lot of people say that the Eagles are going to lose. It's because the offense isn't clicking. But with that banner dropping and the fans going crazy because we've been craving football. See, the thing is, winning the Super Bowl was supposed to make the offseason go by quicker, but it felt just as slow as it would if we were in a normal offseason. It felt just as slow. And look, all I can say is this. Will it probably come down to defense again? Probably. But with the banner dropping and the fans going crazy and the energy and the Eagles being hyped up, I don't think there will be a Super Bowl hangover, which is why I appreciate what Malcolm Jenkins said when he said he wanted to take the Super Bowl 52 logo sign out of the locker room, because that does no longer matter. That is no longer relevant. And if we start to lament on that, if we start to focus on that, oh yeah, but we won the Super Bowl last year. Who cares? It's a new year. It's a new day. It's a new season. If we start doing that, we might as well call ourselves the Dallas Cowboys or Dallas Cowboy fans, because harking back on the past has no implement of what's going to happen in the future. Happening right now. And I'll be darned if you compare me to a Dallas Cowboy fan. Not gonna have that happen at all. So I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. It'll probably be, because I foresee the offense struggling a little bit, it'll probably be close. So I'm going with a score of 21-17. I foresee the Atlanta Falcons scoring a touchdown. And then the Eagles, with Nick Foles, he has to drive him down, just as he did in the Super Bowl. And he might even hit Zach Ertz for the winning touchdown. Who knows? But I foresee it happening. 21-17. That is my score. And hopefully, whatever is going on offensive-wise, problem-wise, hopefully there is none. But if there is, I trust Nick Foles to get us through it. I trust Jay Ajayi, who's had a full offseason, to understand the full playbook. So we're going to see full Jay Ajayi. We're going to see Corey Clement. It's... Hold on a second.
Are you sighing?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut this video short. But as I said, I'm predicting the Eagles to win 21-17. That's my final score. And Atlanta, if you're not down with that, just got 2 words for you. Heck, even half the Eagles fans who think, oh God, it's Nick Foles starting, I've got 3 words for you. Fly, Eagles, fly. And let's go get this dub, bro. On the road to the repeat begins. Before I go, one last thing. I saw Darius, because I'm friends with him on Twitter, and he said his perfect scenario would be the Eagles to start 3-1, and then Carson wants to come back and lead us all the way back to the Super Bowl like Tom Brady did for the Patriots in 2016, I believe it was. That would be my perfect scenario too. So if he comes back in week 2 or 3 or 4, I'm all down for it, because as I said, Carson Wentz, he's on that, I don't want to say revenge tour, but he's on a prove it tour to prove that last year wasn't a fluke for him, just as Nick Foles coincidentally is on a prove it road to prove that the Super Bowl was no fluke. So that's about it. So till next time, peace out, y'all, and go Birds.